Okay guys, it's Tuesday the 29th of August and we're on the FTSE 100. I've just entered into a long position after this 10:25 AM pin bar right here. Now the market has made a very strong bearish movement. Over the bank holiday weekend it had already fallen strongly, and then coming into today, as soon as we opened, we continued that very strong sell-off. Now the market was at key levels of resistance on the daily, however it looks like this is on the back of North Korea test firing another missile, this time over Japan. Traders have just used this as an opportunity to pull their money out of the FTSE. Now it has came down and it has landed in this key level of support at 7295. I've gone over this multiple times on the Sunday analysis videos. This is a very strong level of support. So what I'm doing is I'm analysing the market. Although it is in a very strong downward move, I'm looking at it in terms of how it is reacting at this key support level. Now, first thing I should mention is that I'm heading on holiday this week on Thursday, so I am trading more cautiously. I don't want to go into the holiday on the back of losses. I was actually in the process of closing the computer down when the setup appeared. Now, you can see we have rejected lots of times at this level right here. What I was looking for was the open of this candle is 303.2. I had to see a signal candle with a high at least at 303.2, because as we've came down and we have created two bounces at the 7295 level, we created this central pivot, and the open and the close of those candles was all at the highest, 303.2. So I know if I entered above that level, there was a likelihood of bullish momentum carrying the market higher on at least a retrace and potentially a stronger bullish bounce. Now we are, however, in a downtrend. So as I've mentioned, I am being more cautious. This is likely the last day that I am going to look for a potential trade setup. So I don't want to head into a holiday with, on the back of a losing trade. I'd rather head into the holiday ending August relatively well, ending my trading relatively well. So what I'm looking at present is that the market has been downtrending. We've been creating the lower lows, the lower highs, making these swings. Now, when this candle started breaking above this small central pivot, it's just giving you that clue that potentially we're at least seeing the retracement. Now, if we're seeing the retracement, I'd expect it to at least come up to this key swing level right here at around about the 7320 levels. This is where I would expect, if the downtrend is going to continue, this is where it would retest before starting to break down once again. It's around about 7320, 7315 to 7320. So this is the area I'm looking for the trade to head into, and then I'm going to watch and see how the market reacts. What I'm also looking at is this more minor swing down here, around about 7306, 7307. So entry just above here. There was the potential for this to be a level of resistance. If it was a very strong downtrend continuing, it may have reacted off of this area. What I wanted to see was strong bullish sentiment into that level, and we got that exactly at 10:30. You can see it's a very strong bullish candle. It has closed 303.7, which is just above 307.3, which is the close of this candle right here. So for me, it has shown enough bullish sentiment to stay in the trade. As I've mentioned already, the swing up above, for me, is the key swing. So that's really where I'm expecting the market to retrace into before the bears start to step in once again. Okay, so why am I looking for a bullish move whilst this market is so negative? Well, as I've mentioned, this is a key level of support, and I have gone over it a number of times in that Sunday analysis. It has continued to hold every time the market has came down and tested it, and it's only if we break below that the market begins to look a lot more bearish in the medium to long term, and I would then expect a much stronger correction on the FTSE 100. Now, coming into the open, we were already down on our Friday close, and then we continued to make a very strong bearish movement. So now that we have created this bearish movement and we have reached this key level of support, it makes sense that because this is such a strong level of support, that those who were short for this move down, this would become a good potential level to take profits. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm just going to blindly enter into a buy position. However, we had this first test, and then we came down a second time, and we once again held at the 7295. We actually tried to break lower, and I thought this would potentially be the strong move down beginning, stop hunting, where we would then see the bearish movement really starting to spike down. However, we didn't manage that. We held. And although it's a lower low, it's showing me that we've held twice on a potential double bottom at this 7295 level, and it's just added that little bit of confluence to me looking for that retracement. When we got the high above that level of small resistance, 303.2, it gave me more confidence once again to enter into this bullish position. I'm looking, as I've mentioned, at least for the market to come up into around about 7315, 7320, and then depending on how the market reacts, I may take partial profits on this move. For me, it is a fairly major swing point, so I do want to be a little bit cautious. As I've mentioned, I am trading cautiously this week. This is my last day of trading, so it totally depends how the market reacts. We have broken up above this minor level of resistance, the minor swing, so I'm looking for it to break higher relatively simply without too much bearish sentiment coming into this move. If we spike up a little bit and then start to come down, I will likely just get out of this trade at break even. Okay, so as always, what I will do is I will pause this video. I'll turn it back on when the market starts to make a movement one way or the other, and we'll see how we get on with this trade. Okay guys, the market has reached this 7315 level. It is showing a bit of resistance. What I'm going to do is close 75% of this position. I'm then going to bring my stop to break even, set a limit order at 7330, making the trade risk-free, and I've also locked in profit already. Now, the reason is, as I mentioned, this trade set up just as I was looking to close the charts down. And basically, I'm very disorganized. I am heading to India. I have found out that, well, first of all, you need to take your money into India before you can trade it into Indian rupees. You can't do that before you get there. And unfortunately, I live in Scotland. Our money is basically seen as monopoly money, and I need to go and transfer it into English Great British pounds because that's the only ones they'll accept. And you know, I'd probably be better taking monopoly money, to be honest. If someone could let me know the exchange rate, that would be great. Certainly better than Scottish Great British pounds. Okay, so the only thing for this one is we may potentially see a pullback to retest basically the level of resistance that I marked out. This would be us retesting the center of a potential double bottom. If it does that, I will likely get taken out at break even. However, the trade is risk-free. If we did see that pullback before bouncing higher, I would get taken out of the trade. But you know, let's see how we get on. I'll turn this back on when I get back. I'll talk you through the overall analysis on the daily time frame, and we can see how the trade did. Okay guys, we're just at 10 past 4, so we can see the market pressed up into that 7330 level where I had the limit order for the remaining 25% of the position. So the trade worked out very well. I got taken out just before it made the pullback, found support once again and made that bullish bounce. Now it's Tuesday, so this will be, although it was the first day of the week with the bank holiday yesterday, this will be my last trading day. What I'm going to do is jump onto the higher time frame and let you just look at quickly the reasons for looking up at the setup down here. But as I mentioned in the Sunday analysis videos also, there won't be any more live trade videos until I get back. I'm going to try and do the Sunday analysis videos. Completely depends on internet connection. I also have a few videos which are going to post up whilst I am away. Okay, so daily time frame, it is relatively simple to go over. I have been going over it in the Sunday analysis videos for a couple of weeks now. Key level of potential support, confirmed here, confirmed here. The market popped down into those levels. It attempted to break down, did not break out of that zone and failed. As soon as it did that, I was happy to look for potential support, and we have had a nice, strong bullish movement up. Now, looking at this market, we've been going over that longer term potential double top A break below these levels would be confirmation and open up the bearish movement. And now on the slightly smaller scale, we have this potential double bottom. Could actually be setting up into a potential triple bottom now with this candle, depending on how it closes, and breaks above these levels would open up a stronger bullish movement up toward the previous highs. Okay, so really that is everything for today, guys. Just thinking, actually, I almost went into a rant again, this time about Scottish money. I believe I held off. Hopefully I held off. I hope you all found that video useful. I hope you all have a good couple of trading weeks whilst I am away. I'm James Orr, and thank you.